What's up YouTube, this is Magnus. Welcome back to the channel with some more Gran Turismo 7 daily race. This particular race took place a couple of weeks ago at the commonly repetitive used Deep Force Reverse. I had chosen the Audi R8 LMS19. This was the daily race C from a couple of weeks ago. It was 15 laps. I think it was times 7 tire wear, but I can't remember, to be honest with you, and honestly I don't really care, but I will say I did have a lot of fun with this daily race, especially with the Audi. I didn't think it was going to be as competitive as it was. My qualifying lap turned out to be a 1 minute 26.6 at the end of that week, so I was pretty proud of myself. I was only 1/10 off of my Ferrari 458 lap time that I did the previous time this track was used. So 15 laps times 7 tire wear. There is a pit stop mandatory. Custom slipstream as always. I don't think custom slipstream is going to be going away anytime soon. This car is pretty much it's not really a handful. It does rotate as well as the Porsche. I had to use brake balance forward to the rear just to make this car rotate in some of these corners, because I just found that this car just was not turning to my liking. So I really had to just chuck the car in some of these corners, especially after the 4th tunnel. And yeah, but overall I think the Audi is pretty good. I think I'll use it for the next Manufacturers Cup when it comes around. Now, Gran Turismo had their latest update today. I think it's update 1.60. I mean, they had a couple of road cars, a Z-tuned R34 GTR Nissan, and two SUVs. I think an SUV and a van. And honestly, I just have to say, I think people need to be more angry about these updates. Like, if they're feeling so unsatisfied with these updates, I feel like they need to be more angry. Like, honestly, the feedback and just the general unhappiness of the players, I think, is not enough for Kazunori Yansha to, change the way he's doing things. I don't think it's enough. I think if any other developer was acting the same way that Polyphony Digital was, I think they'd get a lot of backlash. Just look at what happened with Bungie. Currently, look what happened to Need for Speed back in the 2009 to 2015 in 15 years, right? Where their community was just in an outcry because a certain sector of the community wasn't getting what they wanted. And look what happened. Even though I don't agree with the games that were inspired by Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed 2015, the reboot, Heat, and Unbound, I don't agree with those, but it shows signs that they're actually listening to the community, right? People are constantly asking for race cars, tracks, quality of life updates, but Polyphony Digital just does not seem to be listening to anything that these players have to say, and which is really unfortunate, because at one point this was the staple, and I think now with Need for Speed being on hiatus, this is probably the best-selling car racing game out there right now. And yes, I know Forza Horizon so far is the best-selling PlayStation 5 game, but I think overall, Gran Turismo is probably one of the best-selling racing games out there. And the fact that they constantly spit in the face of the community, disrespect them with the updates that people clearly want, I think that honestly needs to be examined. And honestly, if people don't like what Gran Turismo has to offer anymore, I think that I think people should boycott it. I want to make a full dedicated video as to the state of Gran Turismo 7, because I think that going forward, people are just going to become more angry and angry because they feel like, you know, Polyphony Digital is on deaf ears, which, you know, I can't blame them, because look at how this game has been run. Gran Turismo 7 has no business being a live service game because they could barely manage anything, to be honest with you. The server issues still haven't been fixed. You know, quality of life changes that we've been requesting. Like, why is there an esports with a decade-old cars? Like, what are we doing here? But I really want to make that a whole separate video. So if you guys do enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, and enjoy this racing on board with the Audi R8 LMS19. Take it easy.